Hey guys, Lynn here from Maker's Lane. So you guys really enjoyed and liked the Making in Her Shop series. So back by popular demand, I'm gonna let Jess take it away, and here's another episode of Making in Her Shop, Tumbler edition.
Hey guys, Jess here from Maker's Lane. Today we are going to be making a fabric tumbler. So these are the fabric tumblers that we're going to be making today. Basically, it is just a piece of fabric. I use cotton lycra. You put the fabric on the tumbler. Then we're going to be coating it with Mod Podge. Finally, a coat of epoxy. And then if you want to add glitter, you can as well. You guys can see that I added glitter on this tumbler. Here are some of the materials we're going to need for this project. We're going to be using Mod Podge matte. It reminds me of kind of like an Elmer's glue, but it will go on white and it will dry clear. You'll need a plain paintbrush. It can be a throwaway paintbrush. Next, you will need a pair of scissors. Obviously, you will need a tumbler. I use stainless steel tumblers. This one is a 20-ounce tumbler. Last, you will need a piece of 4-way stretch fabric. I use cotton lycra. It's the most common type of fabric used for fabric tumblers. The first step is going to be attaching the fabric to the tumbler. So you're going to put Mod Podge. I put mine all the way up to the top, but I'm actually, when I adhere the fabric, I'm not going to put it all the way to the top, and I will explain that once I do it. You can put Mod Podge around the entire cup at this time and put the fabric on all at once, but I actually like to do it kind of in sections. So then you're going to take your fabric and I like to just kind of lay it, and then I will pull it until it gets to right where I want it, right where I have that Mod Podge. So then I'm going to press it down. That's right where my Mod Podge started, as you can see here. And then you're going to want to make sure that the line is very straight here. You're going to press it down right here, and then I kind of pull my fabric around tightly, but I will go ahead and show you guys the line here. I have cut pieces in the past, cut pieces of fabric, and the line has not been very straight, and obviously you can imagine that does not make for a very clean look here on the tumbler. So you want to make sure this top line is as straight as possible. The bottom line does not matter. I'll explain that later. The side line right here, this line does not matter at all either. This top line is going to be the most important one at this time. So the reason I do not go all the way to the top of the tumbler, I have done that before, but the issue is you run the risk of potentially getting epoxy underneath the fabric. If you go all the way to the top, it is very hard to get a perfect seal where you put all the Mod Podge, there's no holes, and then on top of that adding the epoxy and making sure there are no holes. If you don't get the seal perfect at the top, any liquid or water, anything that gets in there when you're washing your tumbler will get underneath the fabric and it will ruin the cup. So once you have your first piece, now you can go ahead and do another coat of Mod Podge. I usually fold it down to make sure that it's as close to the line of the last part of Mod Podge that you did. Mod Podge will dry clear as well, so you don't have to worry about getting it anywhere, or like I said, I do it all the way to the top, but it dries clear, so you're not even going to notice it once it's dry. I'm going to pull it and make sure once again that the line is straight. I'm going to try to keep it as straight as I can, as even with the first portion that I did. So this is one of the benefits of using the stretchy cotton lycra or 4-way stretch knit fabric, is I can see how I have these areas that are raised right here. I can pull this. I can pull that and make it as smooth as possible. So now what I have adhered to the cup so far is extremely smooth and fully adhered. So now I'm going to do the third portion of the cup. Then you're going to pull it over, make sure obviously that it lines up perfectly with this end. And that's the first part that I smooth down, because that's going to be the most important part. So I will hold that down, and then as you can see, this is not straight here, so that's where you're going to need to stretch. So you're going to need to pull it, smooth. You do this several times sometimes. And you can feel the seam, you can feel the line, you can feel the seam right here where you started. So that's basically, you want to make sure it is at least completely flat to that point. So then, and you want to make sure it's attached at the bottom. Now it is completely adhered to the cup. I have a very nice straight line at the top. All the Mod Podge, there's some wet, but it will be drying clear, as you can see around the rest of the cup. So now you are going to want to leave this for about 5 minutes or so, just maybe a couple minutes, just so it can fully dry. And then you're going to cut the seam on you're gonna cut this excess fabric off. We're gonna wanna add some Mod Podge right underneath just to adhere the last bit of the edge to the cup. And I actually like to use just another piece of the fabric because otherwise you get Mod Podge and glue all over your hands. So I will just use the piece of fabric, the excess that you have, and just smooth it down perfectly. And then at the top, you are going to want to maybe peel it up a little bit, make sure it's very in line. You wanna make sure this line is perfect right here. So you can't have the fabric up a little too high, it needs to line up perfectly there. Now we're gonna get started on the bottom. You're going to first cut little slits all around your tumbler like this. I actually do it pretty quickly. It doesn't matter if some of them are thick, it doesn't matter if some of them are really skinny. You're just gonna need to have several slits here. And then you're going to take some Mod Podge, paint the entire bottom of your cup. Then we're gonna fold the slits down one by one. Sometimes I skip one or even two, just depending on how much Mod Podge I have on the base of the cup. We're gonna do a second coat here so I can get the other pieces glued down. And as you're folding them down, just make sure to press as tightly as you can. We just wanna make sure that the seam is really clean, make sure there are no bubbles. And we'll just make for a nice clean line on the edge. The last piece is gonna be working on cutting the bottom of the cup out. I like to try to use some type of character. One thing that's nice about cotton lycra is it's kind of see-through, so you can actually tell where the characters are on the other side. Whatever size tumbler you'll be using, I usually just set it on the piece of fabric and trace it really lightly. You can see, you can barely even see the line that I drew here, but it's just enough for me to be able to cut it. There we have it. There is Marlin and Nemo, and I'm going to go ahead and put this on the bottom of my tumbler. It's going to fit perfectly here. We just cut the exact size. So you are going to put Mod Podge on the entire bottom of the cup here. And you're gonna line it up as carefully as you can. And what I like to do is take an excess piece of fabric here, and I like to press it down as tight as I can. That makes sure that the fabric fits as tightly and as smoothly as it can to the bottom of the cup. And then you will do a full coat of Mod Podge on the entire cup. You will paint over the entire piece of fabric that you just put on the cup. And you will actually need 3 coats of Mod Podge before we do the coat of epoxy. I like to take my paintbrush and sweep it along the edge here. As you're putting the Mod Podge on, you want to make sure, obviously, you're getting a lot in the creases right here, but then you will have it kind of build up like that. So that's why I take my paintbrush and I sweep it. So now we have the first coat of Mod Podge on here. It will look very cloudy, very white at first, but as you can see from what we've been doing previously in the video, it will dry once again completely clear, so you will not even notice that it's there. So this is the first coat. You will need 3 coats minimum of Mod Podge. It's gonna make sure that the fabric is completely adhered to your cup. It's gonna make sure that there are no breaks in the seal. You just wanna make sure that when we put the epoxy on, none of the epoxy can get underneath the fabric. You just wanna make sure there are a minimum of 3 coats of Mod Podge on your tumbler prior to moving on to the next step. So this is just what one will look like after you do the 3 coats of Mod Podge. This is one that has completely dried. I've done full 3 coats and it is now ready to do epoxy. So it's very smooth. It's honestly makes the fabric a little more vibrant once the Mod Podge dries on it, and it is ready to be taken to the next step. So I now have our cup ready to go. It has 3 coats of Mod Podge and has been drying for over 24 hours now. So it's definitely dry, ready to get its coat of epoxy. There are a few things you will need for this piece of the project. You'll need a set of latex gloves for adding your epoxy to the cup, a mixing cup for your epoxy. I like to use these silicone mixing cups. They're very flexible. They're perfect for mixing the epoxy, perfect for pouring the epoxy, and then also makes it really easy to get the epoxy out once it's dry. Then you will need a mixing stick. You can honestly use a popsicle stick, but I personally really love these silicone mixing sticks. They work perfectly with the silicone mixing cups. Very easy to mix, easy to clean. So I love using these. You will obviously need epoxy. My favorite epoxy that I use is Total Boat. It's 2-part epoxy, 1-to-1 ratio. I have part A and then part B. And the last piece that you will need is obviously your cup turners. So my husband actually built me, this one is actually a 10-cup turner. So it makes it really nice for when I have a lot of orders, I can get a lot done at one time. But obviously we were just doing 1 cup at this point, so we're gonna go ahead and just need 1 turner. Obviously this one is custom made for me, my husband built it. Click here if you wanna see how he made a smaller version of this one, or we will also link in the description where you can buy a pre-made turner, so you can use a pre-made one instead of building one yourself. I'm gonna go ahead and add the cup to the turner. You'll want to get it on there very tightly. If you don't get it on there tight enough, it can slide off as it's turning. These do need to turn for a minimum of about 12 hours, so they will be turning for a long time. Then we're going to mix our epoxy, and as I mentioned before, it will be 2 parts, a 1-to-1 ratio. I'm going to go ahead and mix 3 ounces total, so I'm actually going to need 1.5 ounces of each part. So this is going to actually be part B that I'm pouring first. I'm going to want 1.5. Looks like it's a little bit over 1.5, but that's okay. I'll just make sure I do a little bit more of the other one as well. And I'm gonna grab part A, and I'm gonna mix it here so it's a little bit above 3. And the next step is we're going to mix it very well. If you do not mix it well enough, then you will end up having cups that come out sticky, or the epoxy does not set right, or you might have certain spots on the tumbler that are sticky. So I usually will at least mix it for about 60 seconds. Okay, so I feel like we've mixed it enough here. Feels pretty good. I've been mixing it for a while. Now, right now it is turning to the right. I actually like it to turn counterclockwise. That's my personal preference, so I just kind of grab it and it'll automatically switch the motor. I like to turn it this way just because of how I apply the epoxy. So then you will actually, I don't like to start on the seam just for some reason, but then you will just kind of do a quick strip like that. And then you will just grab it before it's able to drip. It's not gonna look pretty or clean right now. And you're just gonna continue doing that until you at least have a full coat on the whole cup. And then we'll smooth it out and make it look nicer here as we go. Right now, this is just kind of a quick process. There's none of this looks pretty. We're not trying to make it look really nice right now. I'm just seeing if I've missed any. Sometimes I'll hold it on my hand, see where I missed it. I know I missed some over here. So I'll just take chunks and put it over here. Now, once I have the whole cup covered pretty much, that's when I'll start to clean it up. So then I'll take 2 fingers and you pretty much just go back and forth like this. Just make sure that the entire cup is covered. You don't feel any rough spots from the cup itself. You actually just want to feel the epoxy. And I can tell right now going over it, the entire cup is already covered, but right now I'm just kind of cleaning it up. Now for the base, what I like to do is take my 2 fingers, swipe it around, and then I do this just to kind of cover the base. Sometimes I'll even put the rest of it over in because there might be a little bit too much. You don't want too much epoxy, you just want kind of a light coating, especially for the base. If you have too much on the base, it will end up kind of pooling to one side, so you just want a little bit. And then you obviously want to make sure the entire seam on the base is covered really well as well. Now for the top, I pull a little bit from the cup as I go around the edge, and you can see the pieces that aren't covered. So right now that whole edge is covered. See, there's a piece that's not. You want to just make sure that you have a complete coverage on this seal. That's the most important part. If your seal is not fully covered, then water, other liquids will end up getting in your cup and it will ruin the fabric. It will get underneath the fabric and ruin it. So right now it's pretty quick to do a nice seal, especially when you do it this way, leaving a lip at the top. But right now it looks like there's a pretty good seal. And then once I've finished with the base and the top, I just do another quick run around the whole cup, make sure it's a nice even strip, and then I will get excess epoxy on my gloves and I wipe it off in the cup. This way you have a really nice even look here. Do a little bit. Now it is pretty much ready to go. I do have one other step that I like to do after this. So I forgot to mention you will need some type of butane torch or heat torch or something like that, heat gun, just to get rid of any potential bubbles that might be in the epoxy. The last step here is I'm going to be adding some glitter that I picked out. I'm actually making this tumbler for myself, so I'm just gonna add the glitter that I want to add on it. I'm gonna use some teal here, and then I'm also gonna add a little bit of silver. Now that the glitter has been added and I feel pretty good about how it's looking right now, I'm gonna go ahead and let it sit for the 12 hours and we will check it out once it's done. So you guys just saw it when it had been on the turners for the full 12 hours. So we now have a full finished product, the 3 coats of Mod Podge, epoxy, and glitter. So now it is ready to be used. Let me know if you guys have any questions down in the comments. All of the items that I used in the video will be listed in the description where I found them and the links on where I purchased them. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you decide you don't want to make the tumblers, or if you try it and it's not for you, I do sell them as well. So my website is thewinkingrose.com. There will be a link to it in the description as well, but I sell all kinds of different sizes of tumblers, different patterns, so feel free to check those out as well. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments.
Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're going to continue trying to make making it in her shop videos. So I'll have all of her videos in her own playlist named Making It in Her Shop. So if you want to see all of her videos that she does, make sure to like and subscribe so that you can get some updates on anything that she does or anything that I do. Until next time, I'm Lane from Maker's Lane.
And I'm Jess from Maker's Lane.
You guys have a good one.